Hey Stu, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How's youth been?
Pretty good. Me
Pretty good.
make. I can't see myself. I don't know what's going on.
We had so much fun hanging out with you guys last night.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, I'm just gonna turn my video off for now. I don't know what's going on.
It's awesome that
Yeah,
Pastor Stephen is going. I heard he's going up this Sunday too. So
yeah.
all of our people are coming down.
Yeah. I'm excited for him to be there. I'm actually the service host this weekend, so that'll be good.
That's awesome.
Miriam, how are you? I don't know if she can hear me.
Hi,
Hey, how are you?
doing fine.
I'm so glad you were able to make it.
Yes, I just got out. I was like, oh yeah, I got this reminder.
That's awesome. Cool. Um, well, we've still got a few more minutes, and honestly, like everybody knows me, but I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself anyway. Thanks for coming to our spring Cultivate coaching session. We did have one last month, and this is our February one. And go ahead and get signed up for our March one. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay,
But my name's Laura, and if you don't know what I do for Be the One, I'm actually the finance coordinator, or finance administrator at the moment.
okay.
It's a super fun position. I get to do a lot of stuff with numbers and budgeting, and you would be surprised how much of a good time I'm having. But I'm also leading in our youth group at church with my husband Devin, and our baby is now 6 months old. She's teething, and that's a party. But I'm super excited for Cultivate Coaching. The goal here is that we're not just coming to listen to a great teaching, but we're also building a community. And so we actually started a group meet called the Be the One Cultivate Network. And this is a great way for all of us to stay connected. And so I think Ian's going to throw that link in the chat a few times during the session, but we want y'all to get connected. So I'm going to pray for us right before we start. God, thank you so much for this opportunity that we have to grow in our leadership, to grow as leaders. Lord, I just pray that as we go forward, um, listening to these concepts and learning from Stephen, that it falls on ears that are willing to change, ears that want to be teachable. And God, I just thank you for everything that you've given us. And in your name I pray. Amen.
All right. Well, what's up, youth pastors and leaders? My name is Alexis. I'm the director of Be the One, and I want to personally welcome you to Cultivate Coaching. Every time we hop on these calls, I am personally encouraged in my leadership, and the content is always incredible. But tonight it's going to be next level because we actually have our founder, Pastor Stephen, who's going to be bringing the word tonight. So y'all get ready, get out your notebooks, get out your pens. It's going to be good. Our hope is that these calls will help you go further, faster in your ministry. And I know for our team, that's exactly what we've seen with these concepts. They're like a launch pad to help us lead better, more efficiently, more spirit led. And for those of you who don't know, maybe you're not familiar with Be the One, Pastor Stephen and Katie started it in 2012 with the goal of teaching young people how to be active in their faith. We don't want to develop young people who are in the back row at church, just hanging out, coming for the food, coming for the fun. But we actually want to position young people to go out into their schools, into their workplaces, and be the person that God's called them to be. And so ultimately, Be the One is a hub that's training young people and leaders to go out into the ministry, the mission field, and the marketplace. And we want to invite you to be a part of it. God is doing incredible things. And in all parts of Be the One, we have so many incredible God stories. For those of you who don't know, one of the things that Be the One does is we launch clubs, faith-based clubs in public schools that and in other nations that are completely student-led. And this past week, one of our clubs, they took the time to write out cards for every single teacher, lunch lady, even their school cop, every faculty member, and they wrote out cards and they personally passed out goodie bags to all of these adults in their schools. And I just want to say, like, that's different. We are equipping young people to live differently and make a ripple in their schools, to see people, to invite people in, and friendships are forming, and we're so excited about what God's doing. One thing we specifically want to invite you to is the Be the One conference. It's coming up. We're just shy a month away. It's going to be in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars. At the end of the call, we're going to give you some extra details, but you don't want to miss out. Bring a group. This is where youth groups, individuals, Activate clubs, even some of our missionaries are going to come together to go deeper in their faith. So follow us on social media to stay up to date with all of these different opportunities that you can be a part of.
Awesome. And Be the One is growing. We are investing in the next generations. And a little sneak peek tonight, we're actually talking about investing. We're talking about relationships. And come on, we all need help investing. We all need help in our relationships. We can always make them better. And I want to know what helps you guys fuel relationships. So we're going to play a little game, and I don't want you to start until I finish explaining. But here's what we're going to do. Take 30 seconds and go grab something that helps fuel your relationships. So, for example, I'm not going to go right now because she's asleep, but the sound machine in my daughter's room really helps fuel mine and my husband's relationship because come on, when the sound machine is on and she's sleeping soundly, my relationship with my husband is different compared to when it's off and the girl can't sleep. And so find that item, and I want you to type out how it fuels your relationship. But before you send it, you're going to hold up your item, you're going to type it in, and then I will say go, and then you can send. We're going to look through those responses and we're going to pick a winner at the end. Okay, go find your item, type it in the chat box, and then when I say go, send it in. Are y'all ready? Okay, go grab your item. Okay, ready? Are we good? I'll give you a couple more seconds. Okay, are we all typed out? 3, 2, 1, send it. Awesome. Alrighty. So we are going to pick a winner at the end. If you didn't have time, you can still send in your response. But we love using the chat box, and that's what this game is all about. We want to use the chat box. We want to interact. Chat with us all night long. Use this chat box to hype up Pastor Steven. Use this chat box to highlight when you thought something was good. Right before we get started, Alexis is going to let us know just a few more important details about Cultivate Coaching.
Yes, so a couple of quick things and then we're going to get started. But if you didn't get the chance to sign up tonight, we're going to drop a link in the chat, and we want you to do that so that we can stay connected with you even after the call is over. Also, we love interacting with people. One of our values is we see people. And so if you can, even though we're on a screen, we're going to ask if you can turn your camera on so that we can see you. It's just one way that we can connect with you a little bit better through a screen. And then lastly, I'm going to give you a quick run through of what you can expect out of tonight. So Pastor Steven is about to share a concept, and I'm telling you, it's going to be so good. So get out your notepad, get out your phone, and take some notes so that you can apply it over this next week. After that, we're going to split out into breakout groups. And I encourage you to stick around for this moment, because more than just teaching a concept, we actually want to have a moment where we get to personally connect with you and also pray over you. Then we're going to come back together, do a quick wrap up, and then we'll be out of here before 7:15. So without further ado, y'all give it up for our founder and pastor, Pastor Steven Sexton.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Can you hear me okay? Go ahead and put a thumbs up if you can hear me. And in the chat, let me see some thumbs up so I know that we are good. Okay, so I am so glad that you are here. And for our team and for Other teams that are on the call, I love this because I get to spend some time developing both. I mean, I think that that's the beauty of Cultivate Coaching, is that you are here because you care about people, and you are here because you want to invest in your leadership, and ultimately that affects people. So I hope you had a great February. We are closing out what is traditionally a month for couples. Hopefully, this is not Single Awareness Month for you, but the truth is, a lot of ministries begin to think about relationships, and they talk about relationships, purity. In fact, even in our own church, we did a date night. And I want to ask you, as we close out February, how is your ministry? How are your Activate clubs? How is student ministry? How are your teams? How is your relationship with your pastors? How is the relationship with the parents that you are now leading their students? And in ministry, there are always so many things to do. The strongest ministries bring young people and adults into a relationship, which is called discipleship. Discipleship, listen, is when you invite others to come on the journey of growing their faith. And I think we have some slides that will go with what I'm talking about. But this includes, growing them in prayer and understanding the Bible, uh, proximity to you, knowing them, responsibility, coaching, correcting, encouraging, to bring people on the journey. That means figuring out how to close the gap with people, and so as we talk a little bit, oh, there they are. We're flying through them now. If we're going to close the gap with people, the calendar and the events drive what we do. But if we're not careful, the events and what we do will be bigger than people. And that's never how we're going to model discipleship and investment in relationship. The goal isn't that we get ahead organizationally, it's that we activate more people to carry the organizational load. Come on, somebody. So I want to talk about what burns us out. But a lot of people in ministry, they're like, hey, I'm burnt out. I'm doing a lot. Well, let's talk about that. People burn out because of conditioning or not repositioning. So that's really two things. There's a fear in ministry. Oh, I'm going to burn out. I'm going to burn out. And burnout is an indication that you are true. You're doing too much. But everybody has a certain level of capacity. Every athlete burns out. Now think about this. The guy that hasn't run in 10 years, come on, that would be me. If I start to run a mile, I'm going to what? Come on, burn out. If I start training every day and I run 3 miles every day, then guess what? My conditioning will improve, and I will not burn out on 1 mile, but I'll burn out what? When I run 5 miles. If I train 10 miles every day, I'm going to burn out when I run my half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. The reality is burnout is subjective. Burnout is a sign of conditioning and repositioning. Burnout is not bad. It's an indicator that you are running out. Everyone runs out. Think about your vehicle. Is running out of gas a bad thing? Is that terrible? Oh my God, I ran out of gas. Or is the cost of your vehicle and filling up, is that just an efficient and effective way to keep you moving? See, it's only bad. Filling up is only bad if you believe you don't have the resources to fill up. If you believe that you don't have the time to fill up, or if you believe filling up is an inconvenience. And I am telling you that in your spiritual life, you will have to fill up. And there will be many days that the idea of you running out of fuel is not a bad thing, it's an indicator. When we feel stressed or overwhelmed or anxious or unprepared, those are indicators. To carry the weight that you want to lift, you will have to understand the power of investment. And so, God is allowing you to get in positions where, man, my gauge is running low and I feel like I've got to refuel. Well, so is God wanting you to grow your capacity? Or is God wanting you to grow your development in other people? But without the indication of feeling like you don't have enough, we wouldn't be compelled to grow us or grow others. What is your strategy for developing teams? Investment takes time, awareness, resources, substance. Here are 4 good questions that will help you understand the power of investment. Here's the first one. What is the negative effect of only a few people jumping on your team? Come on, think about that. Maybe we talk about this in our breakout group. See, we realize that the ministry is never going to stop. So there's always a load for us to carry. But is God using it to grow us, or is God using it to grow other people? So let's talk about this. Is there a negative effect of only a few people jumping onto my team, jumping into my Activate Club, jumping into my leadership? Well, we have to understand that we're talking about investment. And so when you invest in relationships, there are 3 models of relationships. We're going to put those on the screen right now. There is the highway, there is the gravel road, and there is the pioneering. And so think about this. If you start a brand new relationship, you cannot go as fast as someone on the highway. So, like, I have a few people even on this call. I've worked with Alexis for a very long time. We have a highway relationship. I can say a little bit and a lot get done. We could go really fast all the time. And so I'm not explaining what I meant. I just met with a man today. And every time he talked, he wanted me to know, well, I just want you to know, don't take that wrong. And I wasn't frustrated. You know why? Because I knew we were pioneering a new relationship. And he was wanting to help me know him. But I could not go as fast as if I was sitting with Devin Cheatwood or Alexis or Stephen Hill or people on my team. And so there are gravel road relationships where, you know what, I get to go a little faster, but I still don't get to go as fast as the highway. And then pioneering, go back and watch an old Western show and think about this. If you hit that buggy over that mountain and you try to go as fast as you do on the highway, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to die. People pioneering in the relationship are still determining if they want to be here, if they want to be on the trip. Think about the old pioneering and going over the mountain of Montana. You're like, do I want to be in this wagon? People are getting diseases. I almost lost someone off that last bump. The wood, excuse me, tire broke. The wheel broke. I mean, the truth of the matter is, you can't go fast in pioneering relationships. Only highways. So let's talk about it. Who on your team, on your worship team, in your Activate Club, who is a new leader that really you're going too fast with them? You need to slow down. They don't know the why. They don't know why we do that. They don't understand. And you're moving fast because you know more, but you got to stop and break it down. What is the negative effect of being too busy to develop our teams? See, we all think, man, listen, I want to get a lot done and I want to move fast, but could it be that we are efficient, but we're not effective? Listen, are we moving too fast and we just think that everybody knows that when really, listen, When you have a teacher that's taught for 15 or 20 years, it's very easy for them to say, hey, I've already told you all this. Well, actually, this is the first time these kids have been in the fourth grade. They don't know anything. They don't know how your classroom rules. They don't know when they can go to the bathroom. They don't know anything. You got to start over with some people. What is the positive effect? We're talking about 4 good questions to help with the power of investment. What is the positive effect of having long-term people on your team? Just type real quick in the chat. What do you think? Give me a word. Connection, loyalty, understanding. What is a positive effect of having long-term people? See, the goal is that we want more people on the highway, and this is a key to ministry. So if you're multitasking, look in your camera. Ministry gets stressful if we're always starting over all of our relationships. The pioneer phase is hard. And if you're always starting over in new relationships every year, something is getting lost between the gravel road and the highway, and we are not really building long-term relationships. Okay? Well, here's the fourth one. What is the positive effect of scheduling time to see that my leaders are personally developed? Not that they know are being told what to do, but are they being developed in life? And so I'm going to lean in and give you a concept that I'm about to share with my staff that I haven't even shared with them yet. Okay, because I like you so much, I'm going to share this concept. In relationships with people, you are either the villain, the hero, or the guide. So let's think about Star Wars. A lot of young people in ministry want to be the hero, but actually it's the guide that creates the hero. If you think of Star Wars, we all want to focus on Luke Skywalker, except for Yoda was the one that helped Luke Skywalker what? Win. If we think about movies and relationships, the guide is the one that lays down their life so the hero can win. And if you are too insecure in ministry where you have to be the only hero, then come on. When your young people come up to you and they give you an idea, do you say that's a great idea? Or do you say, no, I'm the hero. I'm the only one that has the good idea? See, the guide is different than the hero. Come on, you can type that's good because I know I'm changing somebody's life right now. I see Ian thinking deep. All right. Here's the thing. The power of investment starts with yourself. You've got to refuel. You're always going to play the hero or villain if you don't understand what God has given you and the anointing on your life. And so you've got to refuel. That means you've got to refuel your spirit. You've got to refuel your imagination. You've got to refuel the area you lead. You've got to refuel your team, your friends, your marriage, your relationship. Like the truth of the matter is, if you don't take time, the power of investment starts with you. Are you still creative? You've been on the worship team for 2 years. Are you learning? What are you learning? Who are you learning from? Hey, you've been a youth pastor for 4 or 5 years. How are you getting better? Hey, you know what? You lead this club. You're a part of the Welcome Club. You're a part of the Activate Club. Is the Activate Club, come on, listen, getting better? Are you investing in you? That's why you want to be on the cultivation, these cultivating calls, because this right here is investing in you. This is helping you go to the next level. And so right now, as I'm talking, you're starting to think about conversations and, oh man, I wish I knew that last year. And oh man, I wish I had this. And I wish I could get my team together right now, because you're investing into you. When you're off, what do you do that refuels you? When you're on, do you listen to your leaders and allow people to come in and help carry the load? When you are away from church or the Activate Club or whatever responsibility, how do you refuel? Here's the second thing, is this: the power of investment affects your team. Everyone on your team needs investment. And so I'm not saying that you can invest in every person in your student ministry, but I'm saying that you have to have an understanding that everybody in your student ministry has to be invested into. And so you've got to create opportunities for there to be communication. And so the truth of the matter is, communication is investing. So when you think about communication, that means you've got to know them, discover them, equip them, resolve conflict and things that they're thinking. And so this is the part of discipleship. If you're too busy to know people, you are doing too much. Oh, snap. That means that there's not enough leaders for you to carry the load, and that's why people get burnt out. Come on. Communicating is vital in leading. The goal of communication is painting the picture of what it can look like and feel like. People want to be seen. How does it feel? Come on, put up the communication slide real quick. Okay, so when you communicate, you're always communicating 4 different concepts. The why is the vision. The what is the expectation that you want them to do. Okay, I'm going to join the Activate Club. I'm going to join the worship team. I'm going to join the teardown crew. Why do I need that? I'm going to give them vision for that. What is the expectation? Who is the value? Meaning, thank you for coming and saying yes. And I believe God did that in your life because I've been praying and needing someone and you said yes. So you're actually an answered prayer for me and you are extremely valuable. Then when they know the why, the what, and who is on the team, then we begin to win and we're cohesive. The tools in communication, when you communicate, this is what you're wanting to do. We're talking about the power of investment. We're going to put a slide up that has 6 things that you do when you communicate. You inspire, you give vision, you answer questions, you appreciate your people, you coach them, and you challenge them. Come on, if you need to take your phone out, take a picture and be like, okay, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to, when I talk to people, I'm going to inspire them. I'm going to give them vision. And I'm going to, hey, do y'all have any questions? Don't just tell people what to do. Hey, do you have any questions with what I've said? Slow down. Appreciate them, coach them, challenge them. What are practical ways that we can invest in our team? And do we know the conversations that we're really trying to have? And can I just tell you this? One of the best ways to get from pioneering to gravel road is the concept called the third hour or the third meal. So it takes, statistically, it's proven, it takes 3 hours to build a connection where you feel like you know someone. And so if you break that up into 15 or 20-minute engagements, it's going to take you a long time. But if you get to the third hour or the third meal, there's somebody that you just need to say, hey, I want to hang out with you. Can we go ride around and I'll do whatever you want to do. But we got to get to the third meal and the third hour in order to move from pioneering to gravel road relationships. Communication is also listening. Be the leader that listens. You'll have to do these 3 things. First of all, put the iceberg model up there for me, please. Here's the thing is the iceberg concept is there's a whole lot of stuff underneath that people don't see. And if we're always being frustrated with the behaviors, then we're not really going deep underneath and realizing that there are emotions and beliefs that we are actually dealing with. And here's the thing. Everybody on your team, including yourself, deals with 3 major things: fear, pride, and control. Fear, pride, and control. On your team, here, let's just talk about the fear. Am I going to get in trouble? Am I good enough? Can I handle the workload? What if I don't have as much talent as Susie or Betty or Jim or Bob, which I don't even know if those are really cool names anymore. But the truth of the matter is, what if I'm more of a problem maker than a problem solver? What happens if I can't manage the stress? What happens if I can't answer the questions for the people on my team? What happens? Fear, pride. Pride. I mean, it's very easy with young leaders and even myself. Like I have to check myself on the fact is, have I stopped listening? Come on, it's pride when I fail to delegate. I put on my Superman cape and I act like I can solve every problem. Dun dun dun! All I need is more me's. Well, that's prideful. Where have I become arrogant? Where am I making excuses for drop balls? Where have I refused to listen to other people? Where have I taken the credit for someone else's idea and act like it was my idea? Where am I blind to my own shortcomings? Come on, where have I removed God? One of our values is seek him. And here's the deal. We can say that and quote it and wear a t-shirt about it, but are we still seeking the Lord and saying, God, here's what I think I should do, but what do you want me to do? Like, are we just trying to solve problems with students and numbers and activate clubs and who's going to be on my next club and who's going to be my next admin? Or are we going to God and saying, God, I know you know all people. Bring somebody to me. Are we agitated and aggravated when there's accountability? All that would be pride. Control. What about control? I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 5 years, 3 years, 2 semesters. I've been leading activate clubs. I know. Come on, do you try to fix people rather than equip people? Are you focused on outcomes over output? Are you leading from a place of position? Are you a positional leader? I'm the youth pastor here. I'm the parent. I run the activate club. Come on. Do we have a culture of we survive it rather than thrive in it? Do we have low production? Because everyone's having to do what they're told, so we don't ever let anybody come to the table with new ideas to dream and make it better? Come on. All of this is the power of investment. When you think about investment, they're going to put a wheel up there, and then we're going to give you a couple questions. We've got to make sure that we break down the things that we focus on. And so most ministries, leaders, and whatever focus on problems and maybe process. But there are five major things that we should focus on, and that's problems, process, positives. What's the good things that are happening? Possibilities. What could we do? And people. And so only 2 are really fixing the thing. 3 are investing into people where we are hearing more of their ideas and we're talking about the positives and we're blessing people and we're so grateful that we don't have to go on this journey alone. So go ahead and go to that next slide. Here is my question. I think there was a slide that had 4 about focus. Go ahead and put that slide up there real quick. As we begin to end this call, there are 4 possibilities of focus. I think it's 4 green bars. Do you see that, Ian or whoever? I guess we don't have that. Okay. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's right. Well, let's see here. I'm looking at it. It's the bars right after the wheel. How strong is my focus? That's the slide I need. Is that on there? Okay. Well, I don't know. Can you also hear me? Okay. Anyway, I think the thing that I want to end with is helping you realize how strong is my focus? How am I getting better? How effective is my communication? And do I appreciate my team? See, the truth is, if our focus is strong, then we realize we're not accomplishing tasks. We are really helping people. Am I getting better? Meaning, like, am I getting better at knowing my team? Am I getting better at making personal investments? Am I getting better at growing and investing in myself and others? How effective is my communication? Am I communicating really well? Or am I just telling and educating people, but really I'm not being the guide that helps the hero win? Do I appreciate my team? Like, do they know how much I care about them and that I love them and that I am for them? And I think that all of these things are super important. So here's the thing. We want to make sure that you understand the power of investment. And we are so proud of you. We are so proud that you are winning, you're winning in your Activate clubs, you're winning with the Be the One team, you're winning as a student leader or pastor, that you are winning. And so we're going to transition and break that and have conversations in our breakout groups. Thank you so much for jumping on this call. We love you. Later.
Come on, that was so good. I loved what he talked about not being too busy to develop our people. I know anyone who's in ministry full-time or part-time, it always seems like there's more to do than time to do it. And so just taking that thought and remembering to just pause and spend time with your people and really get to know them. I know that's one thing that really stuck out to me. If you guys want to follow Pastor Steven, he posts a lot of great content. You can follow him on Instagram. His handle is on the slide. And if you think that this was good, if you felt touched and challenged, I really do want to encourage you to make it a priority to bring your students to the Be the One conference, because in the same way that you need to be challenged and grow, we want to spend some time and help your students be challenged and grow as well. So we are about to move into breakout groups here in a moment. We really do want these calls to be more than a teaching. We want you to build connection with other people who are in ministry, because we know that it can be a challenge. And while sometimes a system or a strategy may help you with the way, other times you just need someone who's in your corner, who can pray for you and encourage you and invite God's presence into your ministry. So during these breakout groups, I'm asking you to lean in, answer the questions, participate, build connections with the team. And so I'm going to pray, and then you'll get an invite to join your breakout group. God, I thank you for this content. Help us to slow down and to see the people that you brought into our lives, and to thank them and to know them, and just really get to know who they are and what you're doing in their lives, rather than just plowing forward um, and being productive being instead of discipling people the way that you designed it. God, we pray over these breakout groups. I pray that people feel connected with. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope your breakout group was amazing. As we wrap up, I do want to give you just a couple of next steps. If you know Be the One, you know we love a good next step. Number one, this event was completely free. But if you wanted to partner with Be the One and with the vision of Be the One, we want to give you that opportunity. All that we do is only possible because of generosity. We are a nonprofit. And just like you heard earlier, we have launched 10 Activate clubs in schools. That's wow, so amazing. But we are working to make more opportunities for people to come and be a part of what we're doing. And we would love for your help. We need your help to make these clubs function. Because they really do make an impact in schools. Even if it starts small, it does make a big impact. And that looks different for everybody. Maybe you could cut eating out maybe once a week, or that I always get a coffee once a week. It's like my little treat. Instead of that little treat, how can I use that $5 to my coffee to impact the next generation? And then number two, we want to stay connected with you. We want to invite you to join our group me. I mentioned it super quickly beforehand, but it's called the BTO Cultivate Ministry Network. It's a group me that you can be a part of. We're going to post updates. We're going to connect with you relationally. Being a mentor and a leader to students sometimes can be really lonely and really isolating, and we don't want you to feel that way. And so join our group me. The link is in the chat. You might have to download group me, but if you click on it, it should take you right to our little group. And then very lastly, bring a group of people to the conference. This conference is going to be an incredible opportunity for these students to grow in their leadership, to connect with God. And we've got a bunch of fun games. We're going to have concessions. We're going to have merch. It's going to be a whole nother level of Be the One. And I'm really excited for that. The dates are March 15th through 17th. And a little bonus for my youth pastors in here. If 12 or more of your group gets signed up, your whole group will get 15% off of the conference fees. Yeah, and that is all. I'm so glad that all of you were able to come. This was a blast, and I'll see you guys next time.